Hey Liam, it's Luke here. I got your belt all built. I don't have the suspenders together quite yet, but I'll get those done today or tomorrow and then get this thing out to you. I was just gonna show you quick how it's set up, put a bunch of my tools in it so you can see where everything goes, and I'll talk you through it quick so that you use it the way it was kind of intended to be used and everything makes sense to you. This is my super fancy one. This is my Boss belt. So you'll see why that's the case here in just a minute. So my belt is very similar to this one. I like my tape measure in the front. I also wear suspenders, and the only downside with that is that typically you have a buckle in the back and suspenders, so you have to climb through the suspenders to get the belt on. Whereas a rear worn tool belt, one that has a buckle in the front, you put it on like a jacket with suspenders and do it up in front of you. So this belt has a size adjustment buckle in the back, right there, but it has a quick release buckle right there, which is super, super awesome. So you can get in and out of it like a jacket and still have the benefit of a front worn belt with a tape measure in the front, which is awesome. And then there's another buckle here to get you out of it. So these are your two accesses to get you in and out of the belt when you're wearing suspenders, and then there's a size adjustment in the back that typically once it's set, you just leave it. So as far as the belt goes, tape measure front and center. On your left side, I've got a spot for a crescent wrench or utility stuff. It's kind of an auxiliary spot. You can put whatever you want in there. And then beside that, there's a spot for a nail punch. These are two things that on my belt typically stay empty. I hook a drill on this one sometimes when I need to. It just is handy to have. And then the nail bar, which is typically hanging down here, and it's usually ripping your pants, or it's hanging down the back and jabs you in the leg when you squat down. It is on an angle in behind the bags, so it stays out of the way, and it's like a little sheath in there. Works out really nice. On this side as well, there's a slot for your speed square, and that slot has fiberglass rod in the hem, so it keeps its shape. So this thing fits in there just perfect. And I'll get worked in, so that fits down in there. And the way that I set my belt up, I put my chalk line out here, my 2-inch nails in here, my 3-inch nails in here. I've given you a little tray here for drill bits and stuff as well. On the back left side, there's a slot for a combination square. I don't personally use one of those. A lot of framers do. Some people just love them. Regardless, there is a sleeve for it right there. And then you come on the back and there's the size adjustment buckle and the mount for the suspenders, which I have yet to finish building yet. I should get those done today or tomorrow. And then on your right side of your body, we've got pencil holders in the front. And on this side as well, I've integrated a tool hook. So this you can hook your nailer or drill on whenever you need to. And when you're not using it, it is tucked out of the way and totally gone. So to get that out, it's hooked over top of the hem right there. So all you do is you push this hook up, like that, and you lift the bag up and you spin this around. And then that hook right there, you want to put behind that hem right there and then pull that down. And then it's set sticking out, and you can hook a nailer or a drill or whatever on there. That's really handy. You want to make sure you're not using it, you put it away. Otherwise you're getting hung up on ladders and air hoses and cords all the time. And again, to put it away, just lift it back up off of that spot there, lift this whole thing up, flip it around and behind, and pull it down, and it hooks on the outside of the hem here when you're not using it. So that's how that gets tucked away. Inside this, on the right side, there's a whole divider in here. So in here, for instance, I usually put my stick nails in here, 100-foot tape in here. You can put screwdrivers or Sharpie, other extra pens in here. Spot for your big pliers, for all your tie wire tying and all that stuff. And on the back on the right side is where the hammer hook is. So right there, and integrated into that whole thing is a sleeve for your utility knife. Utility knife, make sure it goes in between the two black pieces of leather and not in behind the whole thing. It's set up to go right there so that it doesn't slide out, and the wheel, which is behind here, that wheel sits on the shoulder of the leather, and that way your blade will never ever be hanging out down here and slice your leg. So I always recommend guys put the wheel towards the pouch, and this space right here is set up to the same size as the wheel, so once it's in there it doesn't come out by accident. And don't put it this way, otherwise when you pull your hammer out, sometimes you catch this wheel and your knife goes flying. So get in the habit of putting it in this way, and that fits down into there. And that's basically the walk around of the pouch. And then I've got your initials and your kids' initials right there. All right, man, I'll send it out pretty soon, get the suspenders done, and you can hopefully wear it proudly and show your friends. All right, man, see ya.